right, everybody. Attitude Fan is here, and we're going to talk about another classic match on this episode. 1997 Starrcade, Hollywood Hogan versus Sting for the World Heavyweight title. This had all the build-up in the world. 18 months, basically, this storyline had played out. Sting being the guy that everybody thought was going to join the NWO. Hogan being the one that ended up joining the NWO. They kept faking Sting joining the NWO. NWO created a fake Sting. Sting goes to the rafters, doesn't talk, doesn't have a match literally for over a year, doesn't talk for literally over a year. This is a great storyline. This is still possibly the best storyline of all time. NWO versus Sting. It was awesome. It was amazing. This happened just after Christmas in '97. I remember getting this as a gift for Christmas from Santa Claus. What a great gift. 9-year-old me loved it so much. It was amazing. Rewatching this match, like I said, all the build-up in the world. Rewatching this match, though, man, it's slow-paced. It actually only lasts 12 minutes. So it's only 12 minutes of actual fighting, and nothing really happens. Like, it is the most uneventful match ever. And literally the ending is just awful. It's just awful. I'm going to go back to the beginning, though. The entrance. Sting's entrance, amazing. I'm going to give that 6 out of 5. That's how amazing it is. It is better than the best. It is amazing. Michael Buffer on the introductions. Hogan's intro was pretty cool. This was in Washington, D.C. The crowd was going crazy. And from there, like I said, it was just super slow paced. Nothing really happened at all. They kind of fought outside the ring for a minute. There was no, oh my God, who's going to win kind of deal. There was no false finishes. There was no big moves. It was literally just nothing at all. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and dive right into it. I guess the finish, this could be a quick episode. That's how bad this match was. Like, as much buildup as it has, such a huge letdown. But yeah, it basically ends. Hogan hits the leg drop. Referee counts to 3. It looks like a good finish to me. But apparently, according to WCW, a fast count. And they messed up in so many ways. There was no need for this to be called. You could have had NWO interference. Okay, cool. But whatever. Bret Hart is like, no, that was a fast count. Bret Hart's literally out there, like, right when it happens. There's no, like, the way that it was just awful. Like, it was just way too quick. You know, Bret Hart beats up the referee, chases down Hogan, restarts the match. Man, it wasn't even a fast count. That was actually, if anything, it was a slow count. If anything, that was a slow count. But also, we didn't need Hart out there so quick. I don't think you didn't need I know that Bret Hart just jumped ship from the WWF. Obviously, a controversial finish in his match. We didn't need a controversial finish in this one. You literally could. So basically, after the restart, then NWO comes out, and literally it's only 2 guys. There's Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton, and Sting takes them out in 1 punch each. Worst lackeys ever. I mean, come on, 1 punch and they're done. We could have used that in the middle of the match. I would have been okay if they did that earlier. Bret Hart just kind of stands by and does nothing. If you wanted Hart in there, okay, cool, I'm with it. But yeah, and then Sting gets him in the Scorpion Deathlock just really quick, and it's over. And then all WCW comes out and celebrates with them, which that was really cool. Would have been cooler if it didn't just happen with the Giant a few months earlier. Yeah, WCW really screwed up, man. And, we should have all seen the writing on the wall at this very moment. Like this, but I mean, I was still a huge WCW fan after this, but man, you literally, like I said, you had the best storyline. Sting was super cool. NWO, Hulk Hogan was really cool. But the match, man, I mean, Sting and Hogan, 2 of the best ever. Sting and Hogan have had good matches. I know Sting hadn't fought in like over a year, but he wasn't hurt. It's not like he was hurt. man, they don't do nothing. There was no, I mean, at one point, Hogan does do a suplex and Sting bounces right up. That was probably the most exciting point of the actual match. It was just very anticlimactic, man. Like, I mean, it was awful. It was sad. This was sad. This was a sad match. This was, I mean, yeah. And for that reason, Attitude Fan is going to give Sting and Hulk Hogan at Starrcade 97 for the world title. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. And I'm only giving it 2.5 just because of the build-up, just because of Sting's entrance, and just because it was still a huge moment in wrestling. But I could easily go way less than that. That's how bad this match was. Let's look at the whole card, because the whole pay-per-view, WCW's been known to have some bad pay-per-views. You had 8 matches on this card. Let's look at what they were really quick. A Cruiserweight Championship match between Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko. Eddie Guerrero is the champion, and he retains, beating Dean Malenko. Lasted 14 minutes. That's probably definitely the best match on the card. What a way to start the show. Great way to start the show. Then you have a 6-man tag match that takes 11 minutes. Randy Savage, Scott Norton, and Vincent, who came out with Miss Elizabeth, they beat Ray Traylor and the Steiner brothers, who came out with Ted DiBiase. Probably a decent match right there, actually. Probably another good match. This is actually a pretty decent pay-per-view. A 5-minute match. Goldberg beats Steve McMichael. Decent feud. Quick Goldberg win. Goldberg's still on the rise here. I bet that actually wasn't too bad of a match, though. Raven's Rules match. Saturn, who came out with Raven, defeated Chris Benoit. That was actually probably a really good match. Lasted 10 minutes. It's probably another really good match. So far, this pay-per-view is kicking butt, man. Of course, Starrcade is the biggest WCW pay-per-view of the year. That is one problem that WCW had, is that they didn't build up Starrcade as the biggest pay-per-view some years. Like WrestleMania, we always knew that was WWF's biggest pay-per-view. WCW was always changing it, and I think that kind of hurt them a little bit. I think you need a build-up. You need a moment where everything reaches its climax. WrestleMania does that. Starrcade could have done that. In this case, Starrcade did do that, but there's times where WCW didn't want that. Buff Bagwell defeated Lex Luger. Took 16 minutes. I don't know why that match took that long. It's kind of weird that match took that long, but probably a really good match. I think Buff Bagwell was actually really good. Lex Luger, at this point, is still really good. So far, I don't think we've had a bad match really on this card. Next up, for the U.S. title match, Curt Hennig came in as a champion, loses it to DDP. Curt Hennig's still amazing at this point. DDP on the rise. I'm going to go with another great match. Now we get a bad one, but of course you're going to get a bad one right before the main event. Bret Hart was a special referee. He had Larry Zbyszko defeated Eric Bischoff by DQ. Yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah, whatever. I mean, this was for control of WCW or something, or control of Nitro. I think it was for control of Nitro. Yeah, I mean, whatever with that match. I mean, Bischoff wanted to be on the show. That's all that is. Overall, though, 6 out of 8 matches is really good. The one that you're building it up to is actually the worst match. I think Sting and Hogan might be the worst match on this card. Yeah, what a letdown, dude. I really just got nothing to say about this match. It was just very boring. Like I said, there was no exciting moment. Like, they wanted the exciting moment to be when Bret Hart restarts the match. But even then, I'm kind of like, what is going on? Like, this is kind of like stupid. And then Sting beats him just really quickly, which, okay, whatever. NWO comes out. They're eliminated very quickly. Bret Hart, I mean, you have him there, but just horrible. Good job, WCW. Good job. Yeah, bad. Just bad. 2.5 stars. Sting and Hogan, Starrcade 97. And I think, for Attitude Fan, I think I'm done. Like I said, this is a quick episode. When we have a really bad match, it's not going to last that long. There's not really much you can say because nothing happens. So there you go, Attitude Fan. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment if you want. And until next time, I'll check you later.